I'm at California Elementary in Mr. Johnson's class. Say hello. All right, we have a very special treat. Oh, we have a very special treat for you guys today. Oh, and now there's feedback. All right, there you go. Okay, we have Miss Skaggs, our science TOSA, here today, who's going to be leading and teaching our lesson.
Good morning. Good to see you guys.
I'm going to hand it right over. We'll get started.
Oh, I thought you were going to go into a huge big thing, but yeah, I'll go ahead and get started right now. Awesome. Let me share my screen. I'm so glad that everybody is here with us today. So I'm going to make sure that I share and optimize my sound because we are going to watch a little video today. But actually, what I really wanted to do with you guys is I wanted to share one of our resources that we have in our district and one of our resources that we have for science, especially. So we actually have Discovery Education, and I don't know if anybody has ever used Discovery Education as an app through our class link yet. Has anybody used it? Let me see any hands. If I see anybody who's used Discovery Education yet. And if not, that's okay, because guess what? We're going to learn some cool things about it today and how you can use it in your classroom. All right. So if you're in ClassLink, and I know you might not have your computers in front of you now, and that's okay. It's really easy to get to Discovery. You're just going to click on the little Discovery app here. And as a student, here's what it's going to look like when you log in. Okay, so it's pretty easy. It's very simple, and it'll say your name here. I'm borrowing someone's account today, and then at the very top that has the assignments, and then a button for exploring as well. So the button down here is Science Tech Book. That is for like our middle school students. So you don't need to look into that. The STEM Connect might be something that you want to look into. But today what I'm going to share with you is the explore button and the search button, okay? And you also have a button here called Studio.
Miss Skaggs, did you want them to go into it right now?
If they have their computers open, I don't have a problem with them going into it. If you'd like to do that, take some time. Otherwise, if teachers don't have their kiddos with their book or their Chromebooks out or whatever, now they could do it after the lesson too.
Yes,
So
let's have everyone go in. So everyone, let's go to ClassLink and let's click on Discovery Ed. And then when you want them to stop and watch you, you can just prompt them to just stop. So if everyone can click on ClassLink and go to Discovery Ed so you can see what Miss Skaggs sees. You can follow
that
along.
sounds good. I'll give you just a couple seconds to do that. And then, yeah, most of you, I'm sure I've been in the classrooms, you have your computers on your desk normally, right? So, or you might already have it out from doing some work the beginning of the school day. So once you click on Discovery Education, then it, like I said, it should look like this, okay? And so now what Discovery Education is basically a way that you can search up information, okay? So it's very similar to just opening up a web browser and getting to get some information, but all this information here is good for kids. So it's not like you have to look through and say like, oh, this is not something I should be watching. So we can click on different things and go to explore. So if you're in with me right now, go ahead and click on the explore button, okay? And it might take you just a second to get there. But you'll see some options that Discovery gives you to look up. So you can browse by a different subject: science, social studies, English language arts, math. You can look at some resources, right? More multi-language resources, and also talks about careers and visual and performing arts. So you can look by subject if you want, or it might bring up some information that might think that, that you might be interested in. So here's one on describing waves. There's different channels in Discovery, which is really cool too. So I'm going to give you just a second to just explore that explore page. So again, let me show you how I got there. I'm at my main dashboard when I log into Discovery. And of course, it's taking a little bit longer. Here we go. So I just went to explore. Okay, so go ahead and click on explore. And once you get there, take just a couple seconds to kind of look around and see if there's anything that interests you. So maybe if in your science class you're learning about earthquakes, right? Maybe if you see something that you might like, a certain channel about earthquakes, or maybe you're interested in animals, right? Everyone's Explore is going to look a little bit different too. So if you've already been in Discovery and you have already explored some different things, Discovery is really like kind of like intuitive. So if you looked at something before, it might bring up something that it might think that you're interested in. So we have animals, there's some different cartoons, but it also goes along with things that you're learning. So I know that in sixth grade, sixth graders learn about Egypt, right? So there's some videos and things on that. And then there's also interactives, which is really neat. So take some time, kind of jump into a few of these. Let me show you what the kangaroo hop might look like. I'm going to click into that. And you'll be able to see kind of what this interactive looks like. So it is a game, right? And it talks about shape recognition. So I'm going to click play. And then you can put your player name in here. I'm just going to leave this one. And then we can play it now. And we pick a character. And you can customize your character. And let's click start. I've never played this game before, so don't judge me if I don't do well. Okay, so we're looking for the cone. So click on the cone. We're looking for the octagon. Click there. Parallelogram. Oh, sorry, jumped in the water, right? Okay. So you get the idea. You get to play some games, but you get to kind of be learning at the same time. So that's kind of neat, right? And it's your choice really on what you get to look at. So if you have free time and your teacher says you can use this free time to maybe go explore something that you are interested in, this is a really good way to find some neat information in Discovery Education. Okay, and there's all different kinds of things to look up. So we're going to go back to the home page now. So go ahead and go back to your main dashboard page. I'll give you just a second because some of you might be into playing some interactives or you might be looking at a channel right now. But we're going to look at the next little button, little tile here. It's called search. So if you really know exactly what you're looking for, you can always click search. And there's another search bar at the very top here too, and that does the same thing, okay? So go ahead and click search. And it's going to take a second to open up, but it looks different, right? So this time your search bar gives you some more information, some more filters, right? Ways to look up information. So if we're in 3rd through 5th grade, we can click on 3rd through 5th, and it's going to bring up all the things for 3rd through 5th graders that might pertain to you. Okay. Uh-oh. Mission failure. We might need to go back. 1 second. That happened to me earlier today, so I'm not sure why, but we're going to go back to the main home page, DE home. If that happened for anybody else, I apologize. Let's try that again. I'm going to go to search. Okay. Oh, I'm wondering why that's happening. I'm going to try a different button here. Let me click studio. Okay, studio is working. So maybe the search is not working for you at this time. Maybe there's something going on, a little glitch, but that button is there for you and you can explore too. It's a way to filter through things. So you can look up different videos, you can look up different worksheets, different activities, so interactives, different games. So maybe if we have some extra time later on, they may have fixed it and we can hop back into there. But one of the really cool things is I know that you guys always use like Google Drive and you do lots of presentations using Google Slides. But here, this studio button is actually a way for you to create your own kind of presentation, okay? But you can use all the information from Discovery and create it all together, okay? So I don't have time today to go over the whole studio, but if you're interested, I'd be happy to come to your class and give you a lesson on what that looks like, or maybe we can meet up with your teacher and then they can explain how to use it. But today, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to jump into a lesson with you. So right now, you don't need to be on your computers at all. You can go ahead and close them at this time. And I just want you to watch and listen because we are going to do a little bit of science. Okay, so I'm going to actually log into my science account right now just so that it's ready for me to go when I'm ready. So give me just a second here. And I'm going to go to my discovery, and mine looks a little bit different than yours, but that's okay. I need to go to my account, and I'm going to go to my studio board because I created a studio presentation to share with you. Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to just kind of close out of here really quick. Let's see if I can get to my home page. Oh, I don't have I can't escape and get out of here. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the winter climate change. Okay, so I'm going to show you my slideshow, and I'm going to present that to you. And we're going to go ahead and do preview, and we're going to go full screen. All right, is that nice and big? Everyone can see? Awesome. Okay. So what I was going to show you was a little video, but we're going to see it in this video too. This video actually came from Discovery Education. Okay. So as you're watching, teachers, if you could, I know we're not using AHA slides today for you guys to put in your information just because we're limited on time. But teachers, as your students are watching this, I want you guys to think about 2 questions. Okay. The first one, put up one finger. Good job. The first question that you're going to be thinking as you're watching this video is, what do I notice? Okay, so as scientists, we are going to use our observation skills to figure out something that you notice in this video. Okay, the second thing, put up the second finger. Good. The second thing is, what do you wonder? Okay, so what do you wonder while you're watching this video? Of course, we have questions, right? We're curious. Okay, so we need to figure out, first of all, what do we notice? So what do we see with our eyes? And then what do we wonder? Okay. So as you're watching, teachers, if you want to call on some students, some things that they're noticing and wondering, you guys can go ahead and type it in chat. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and start our video. Here we go.
How did Americans prepare for Christmas in December 2022? By bundling up.
5 to 10 minutes and your skin can start freezing.
You can see those frigid temps on this temperature map. Here's how the freeze developed until the coldest day, December 23rd. But zoom out, and you'll see that for the rest of the planet, it wasn't very cold. In fact, big parts of South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia experienced temperatures between 10 and 20 degrees warmer than usual. Since 1970, winter in a majority of the areas on this map have warmed by 3 degrees. That's according to the scientific nonprofit Climate Central. And the research shows that in 3/4 of the areas they analyzed, winter is the fastest warming season. The coldest days are getting warmer. All these
Hey, that's important information, right? Think about that again. He said the coldest days are getting warmer. Do you see a trend here with these different maps and things we're looking at? Go ahead and type it in the chat, teachers. Anything the students are noticing or wondering?
orange arrows are places where the number of unusually cold days per year has plummeted. There are also no blue arrows, noting places where the number of very cold days have increased. Overall, winters are getting warmer with less snow. But when there are winter storms, climate change may favor really big storms.
The jet stream plays a big role. It's a river of airflow which separates cold air in the north from warmer air in the south. Above it lies the polar vortex. Usually its air swirls in a circle more than 6 miles up, and Arctic air remains confined by the jet stream. But recently, scientists discovered that since 1980, the polar vortex has more and more often been stretched into the shape of an oval or a barbell.
Scientists said a warmer Arctic reduced sea ice and snow in Asia, but was also causing the vortex to stretch according to a report in Science magazine. The result? The jet stream is occasionally meandering far south across North America, and it sends cold blasts across the continent. A warmer winter is preventing ice from forming on the Great Lakes, which has steadily lost ice cover since the 1970s.
Look at that graph there, right? We're seeing some trends here. So let me look at the chat really quick. I'm just going to stop the video, and I see Mrs. Esparza's class says temperatures have increased. Yes, and Mrs. Lee's class said winters are getting warmer. Thumbs up if you agree with both of those noticings. I agree. Yes. Awesome. And even if you don't know what a vortex is, Mrs. Esparza's class said the vortex is stretching. The vortex is kind of a weird concept to me, and I'd have to really look into it to figure it out, right? And then also Mrs. Tia's class said winters are warmer than usual. Good. You guys you're getting the picture, right? So we're gathering information as we're going through, and I'm going to quickly finish our video here. Keep typing in the chat. These are awesome. Cold temperatures are starting to heat up. Yes. All right. Great job. Thank you. We're going to keep going here.
70s. That's created lake effect snow and rain. Out west, USDA data shows how the season to accumulate valuable snowpack has shrunk. Snowpack stores water for the summer. These big red circles show where the snowpack season is up to a month shorter than before, depriving states meltwater in the hottest months. Winter sports like skiing are up against new challenges. The National Ski Areas Association reports there were 529 areas operating in 1992. 3 decades later, that number had plummeted to 473. And
So are you wondering why these ski areas, what do they need? They need snow, they need ice, right? And so now in 1992, 529 were open, but in 2022, what happened? Show me with your fingers. Did the numbers go up or down? Yeah, numbers went down, right? So that means that ski areas are not in operation at that point, right? So we're losing places to go and have fun recreational times, right? All right.
the resorts that are operating are increasingly making their own snow, says Chuck Randalls with Wilmot Mountain in Wisconsin.
Snowmaking is absolutely critical to our business here at Wilmot. We have received very little natural snow, and we're open with almost 50% of our terrain here in mid-January, despite not having any snow. That wouldn't be possible without snowmaking.
The future of winter is warmer temperatures, less snow, and less ice. A new reality whether you're a skier or just a kid who loves the joys of winter. I'm meteorologist Scott Withers, Scripps News.
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, but we have some really good things in the chat. So I'm going to look at some answers here. So let's see. We have questions from Mrs. Pack's class. What is causing our climate and temperature to change so significantly? What an awesome question, right? Yeah, what's causing all this to happen, right? And I like how they use the word climate, right? Because it's not really weather. We're talking about climate, and climate and weather are a little bit different, right? Climate has to do for a long period of time. Weather is like day to day or month to month, right? So very nice use of that vocabulary word. Snow is melting due to warmer temperatures. Yes. Pollution is the cause. Oh, maybe they're wondering, Mrs. Esparza's class, is this happening because of pollution? You guys are awesome question askers. And you know what? We don't know everything about science yet. So that's how we get to explore science, is by asking questions, right? So our question today is winter climate changing? Okay, that's the question we're going to be answering. So I'm going to go to our next slide here. And we're going to look at a graph. Okay, and guess what? When our 5th graders are going to be taking their CAST test this year, you're going to be looking at lots of graphs. So it's really good practice to start looking at some different types of graphs. Does anybody know what this type of graph is called by chance? If you can, type it in the chat and we'll see if you're right. But what I want to do is I want to take us to the interactive part of this graph. Okay, so let me show you here. And it looks a little smaller, I apologize, but it's really neat because we get to look at this graph and we get to see, sometimes there's a lot of information, right? We need to look at the title first. So the title is Average California Winter Temperatures. And is this temperatures between a long period of time? Yes, right? We're not just looking at 1 year, we're looking at a longer period of time, okay? So let's see in the chat, somebody said dot graph. Oops, good guess, Mrs. Lee's class, dotted graph, good guess, yes, okay. We're gonna tell you a scatter plot, Mrs. Chang's class, got it. Yes, it's a scatter plot graph, awesome. This one's kind of cool because it has our temperatures on the left-hand side here on our axis, right? And then what's down at the bottom? If you know what you see down at the bottom, it's labeled for us right here, our years, right? And now what do you notice? Do you notice that the temperature is staying the same? Well, here, let's hover over here. In 1901, it was 46.3 degrees, right? That was kind of right in the middle, okay? Our lowest, all the way down here in 1949, 36.8 degrees. Okay, that's an average temperature, right? And this is in California. So we're using data collected from our state, right? And we notice that, some parts of the temperatures are here, right? Kind of goes up and down throughout the years. But where do we end up? We end up mostly up here on the top, right? We don't really have a lot down here anymore. So that is more proof, right? Or evidence that's showing that our temperatures are getting warmer, right? Look up here, we're at 46.3. Some of the highest temperatures in winter, 48, 49, right? We're getting warmer. So this graph shows the same thing that we just saw in our video. Thumbs up if you agree. Yeah, awesome. So we can use information from videos as scientists. We can use information from graphs as scientists to collect evidence to answer a question, right? When we look out and we see like, I'm noticing that we haven't had a lot of rain. We haven't had a lot of snow. So we need to figure out why. That's our job, right? So how we do that is through writing in science. And I know that people are like, well, science is all about doing experiments, right? Well, it is sometimes, right? But sometimes we have to do collecting of our evidence and writing down our information that we find. Why? Because then that way other people will know what we found, right? We need to document it, because if we don't and we just think about it, then how are we going to know? So we as scientists use something called claim. Say claim. Good. And a claim is a statement that answers the question. Okay. Our question we saw before is back here at the beginning, right? Is winter climate changing? So that's our question. We have to make a statement, and I'm sure you've worked on the word statement in grammar, right? That answers our question. Okay. Now the next one is evidence. Say evidence. And you see that there's a magnifying glass here, right? So that means we're looking for our scientific data and our details that are going to help us answer our question or our claim, okay? So our evidence we're going to find is from our video that we watched and from our scatter plot graph, okay? And I know teachers, I'm going super fast because we're short on time, but if you were doing something like this in your classroom, you probably take a little bit more time to work through these with your kiddos, especially if this is something new that they haven't been exposed to before. So our last part of the claim evidence is the reasoning. And I'm telling you guys, this part is a little bit tough, but it's okay. We're going to get through it. Okay. Because the reasoning is about explaining, and explaining can be a little hard sometimes, but as long as we have all of our evidence, we can write our reasoning or our why about when we answer the question. Okay. So we call this CER, which is claim, evidence, reasoning. And I know that you don't have a piece of paper probably in front of you right now, but we're going to do this really quickly and follow along together because we're going to answer our question. Okay. So my claim, remember, is going to be my statement. Okay. So I'm going to say my winter climate is, we should type it in the chat. Is it changing or is it not changing? What do you think? I have to exit my preview mode here really quick so I can show you here. Thumbs up if we think that winter climate is changing from our evidence that we saw. Thumbs down if you think no, it's not. Okay, I see a couple classes with their thumbs up. I see thumbs up. Yes, Mrs. Chang's class. Yes, I see thumbs up. Mrs. Cook agrees. Awesome. Okay, so winter climate is changing. That's all I have to say because that's my statement. I agree with that as well. Okay, so winter climate is changing. Now, we can't just say that. We have to show why, right? So we have to next say our next part, which is our evidence. Okay. We did watch a video, and the video was from the Scripps News, right? And what did the video state? The Scripps video, what did it tell us? Some of the things I'm going to look back in our chat because I'm going to pull that from our chat. Let's see. We have snow is melting due to warmer temperatures. Yes, we saw that in the video. So the Scripps News video states the snow is melting due to warmer temperatures. Okay, we can add lots of other evidence from that video, right? What else did we see from that video? We saw that there's less ice. There is less ice, right? In colder regions. Okay. So that's our evidence from our video. Now we need to look at our evidence from the graph, right? What did the graph show us? Turn and tell your partner what the graph showed us. Good. I see some talking over here. What did the graph, the scatter plot, what did it tell us? Awesome. Yes, the graph showed us that the temperatures, so the graph shows the temperatures are increasing, right? Increasing. You could also say going up, right? That's increasing is a fancy word for going up, right? And we could even put the dates. What was the date? Let's see. It was from 1896 to 2023. From 1896 to 2023. Okay. So that's our evidence that yes, winter climate is changing. Now our reasoning comes, right? So we're going to type our reasoning. Let's see. Well, we said increased temperature is happening. So the increase in temperature is happening. Okay. And how long did it take? Was it like really fast? Was it a year? A year? They say, I see some thumbs up. Nope, good, thumbs down. It was over time, right? So the increase in temperature over time shows, what does it show? That our winter climate, because we're talking about climate, our winter climate is getting warmer. And teachers, this is something you could do with your studio board and create a studio board and assign it to your kiddos, and they can type in their own answers, and you can go ahead and go through each studio slide and you could give them a grade for something as simple as this. So we did find out some information as scientists. We gathered our information, right? And we're able to explain our information and put it down on paper and type it out. So there is some writing in science and there is some collecting evidence. And I hope that you'll be able to have some time to explore discovery education and everything that it has to offer for you. We're happy to support in any other way that you'd like. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Mrs. Ha.
Thank you, Miss Skaggs. Wow, wasn't that a great lesson? Yay. I hope all of you will explore and use discovery education, especially during science and also in your free time. I love Discovery Ed. It's such a great tool, especially to review science and also go through any other subjects. Social studies also a great, they have a lot of great resources for social studies as well. I also want to put in a little plug for our 5th grade classes. Ms. Skaggs will be starting her science lessons in February. So teachers, if you are interested in joining those Zoom lessons, she's going to start those lessons on Thursdays in February. What's the first day?
February 1st, easy to remember. Thursday, February 1st. And we sent out some calendar invites with the whole series. So hopefully that'll work out for everyone.
Sounds great. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a great day, everyone. You're amazing. Say I'm amazing. Have a good day.